次年会，我们特别邀请到美国企业总监二海蒂巴特罗塔与我们分享他晋升到企业总监的历程当中，对他事业上有所帮助的几件事情。那希望借由影片的分享，让各位领导人在建构自己的美乐家事业上面呢有所帮助。那海蒂他是在2006年3月呢加入美乐家。加入美乐家之前，他在制药行业是一位非常成功的业务销售人员。但他育有2个女儿，但是他不想跟他的主管一样过着那样的生活。那他和大家一样都深爱自己的家人。那曾经当过一阵子的全职妈妈。那后来发现，原来美乐家是一个地方，让一位女性可以兼顾家庭和事业的地方。而且如果她用对待工作那样认真的态度来经营美乐家事业，她就能够获得可观的收入。那就能够提供2个女儿更好的生活与教育的资源，并且持续维持对她梦想的追求。那从我们各位荧幕上看到这些数据呢，就可以证明她全心全力投入美乐家事业。那接下来呢，这段影片是 Hedy 他特别为我们台湾第一个海外市场，而且在今年是第25周年特别录制的一段影片，让我们一起来欣赏。
Hello, my friends and Melaleuca family in Taiwan. My name is Heidi Bartolotta. I'm a corporate director too with Melaleuca. And I have been asked to talk about my journey to corporate director and maybe a couple of the lessons that I've learned along the way. I will tell you that there were a couple of things along the way that really helped me in that process. And hopefully it's something that might be able to help you as well. I committed to the number of educational presentations I would do every week. And I didn't just commit to myself, I committed to an accountability partner. And we actually used this accountability sheet that was something that we held ourselves to without question every single week. So I got together with my accountability partner and we put together a sheet that has 20 lines on it, so 20 new approaches a week. But we also wanted to make sure that we held ourselves accountable to the number of presentations, educational presentations that we were doing. So then it has 6 lines of the number of educational presentations we've done during the week. And then it has 2 lines for the 2 enrollments for the week. And we designed it that way because we really wanted to hold ourselves to all of the things that create a successful business, right? It's the approaches and the educational overviews and the enrollment. So we really wanted to see all of those things. And then every week, we would literally hand them to one another. So there was no question that we were gonna do it because we were looking at each other saying, hey, you did this, I did this. And it was just this fun, not real competition, but partnership between the two of us that we knew we were going to do this to move our business forward. And I can tell you that for me, because I had to do that and I wasn't going to let her down, it's something that really drove me to get better. And it's amazing when you do an activity over and over and over and over again, how you develop a skill set around it and you naturally get better. So one of the really powerful pieces about the accountability sheet is that it creates something that we all struggle with, and that's consistency, right? It gives you these little wins because if you know that you're doing the activity, you know that the enrollments are coming. And sometimes we have a really hard time with, oh my gosh, I didn't get an enrollment. But when you can look at an accountability sheet and see, but I did the activity, so they're coming, it really helps you and it helps your team with mindset. And so I would say that for me, I definitely was not the fastest business ever, but that consistency piece has really played out for me long-term because it's still gotten me to my goals and my benchmarks that I wanted to hit. And I see this with people within my team as well, because when we can look back at, a month or 2 months or 6 months or a year of their consistent activity, we can look at the things that they can work on. So for example, if they're using the accountability sheet and they're approaching 20 people a week, but we're not getting the number of educational presentations, then we know, okay, so it's really about working on that approach to presentation. What are they saying? How are they saying that? How can we help them with that? If they're getting the educational presentations, but the enrollments aren't coming, then we can look at that and we can say, okay, then it has to be something to do with the overview. Are they doing the overview? Do we maybe need to help them with that? Are they, using an overview that maybe is not appropriate for the people that they're presenting to in the way that it's being delivered? So it really allows us to look at data and say, how can we get better? What is it that we can do to tweak this to get better? But again, I go back to, I think the most powerful component of the accountability sheet is just that it creates consistency. I've done it consistently for years and years and years now. So even though I haven't been the fastest, I do constantly see growth, and I see, people that are using it moving forward. And so there's a power in that when you can look at other things to celebrate other than just enrollments, because we all know that if you focus on the activity, the enrollments come, but you need something to measure that activity by, and that's really where the accountability sheet has come in for us. And I think that that's true of anything that we do in life. It takes us continuously, whether you're learning to play the piano or whether you're learning to a new career or a new sport, you have to do it over and over and over again to actually become good at it. And for me, that's really what happened. I just committed to myself that even though I wasn't good, I was going to do the activity to get better. And I was going to, in each situation, when it didn't go well, ask myself, how could I have done that better? What could I have done differently? How can I get better at this? And over the years, I've, gradually grown, and I've gotten better at the activities that grow a Melaleuca business. And I think the thing that's so powerful about this company is that anyone, and it doesn't matter who you are, it doesn't matter your background, anyone can make the decision to do that. It's a decision that you make and then you follow through on. And so if you're someone that maybe is working on your own right now, or you feel a little bit lonely in your business, find someone that you have enrolled, or maybe someone that's in your support team, or someone that's in another team that you just mesh really well with, and use a sheet like that, but really commit to one another that you're going to do it every week, because there's so much power in the activity, right? It's interesting to see when you approach 20 people, it doesn't mean that you get a hold of all of them. It doesn't mean that you schedule overviews with all of them. Sometimes you'll approach someone and you won't end up doing an educational presentation for a month or two down the road. But if you're doing that consistently every single week, it really builds on itself and creates this incredible snowball of just effort and activity that really drives your business forward. And so I think if I have maybe my top two pieces of advice would be commit to the accountability sheet and commit to doing it every single week and do it without fail. And just decide that you're going to get better. Decide, if I'm not good at approaching right now, I'm going to really work on that. And I'm going to get really good at approaching. Or if when you do educational presentations, you don't have a high percentage enrolling, decide that you're really going to work on that and perfect that skill set. And if you do those things, you will achieve whatever goal you want, whether that's, presidential or corporate, or maybe executive director is what you're shooting for right now. But you have any of that in you if you make the decision and you do the activity to follow through on it.
我们非常谢谢 Heidi 的分享，他再次证明在美乐家成功的不二法门就是持续落实成功7要素，尤其是第1、第2、第3要素。那我从我们的年度风人物吴若杰身上也看到这样的例子，然后包括我们所有能够进阶的老师们身上，我都看到这样成功的例子。那有这样的这7要素，再加上决心去做承诺，那成为当责伙伴，并用数字衡量，用工具管理，这就是 ATA 启动团队的精神。那我也看到持续的力量，次数呢练就技巧，不断提升自己的能力，因为它也印证了落实每日执行4邀约， 做事业说明会是成功推荐新优惠顾客与发展经营者的保证。所以每日的4邀约加上事业说明会，会让您经营美乐家事业有信心、有效率以及更安心。OK， 那公司